This is between you and America. You think I was born yesterday? I'm a really smart lady.
You got a point there.
That's why they keep me here. I love it when people just show who they are right up front. You never know where I'm going. I'm like a viper.
We have been banging on for a few days now, a few weeks in fact, about predatory practices in video games. And it's felt like old man yells at cloud, you know?
We
it's
weren't
like
really
that
getting
kind of,
much at all.
Like, is this actually making a difference? And not just us, obviously, but anyone that's been vocal on this topic are learning, like, is this actually going to change at all? And it seems like it actually is starting to change because we've got some great news from old mate Chris Lee, representative from Hawaii, who has announced that they are starting to draft legislation around loot boxes.
Okay, so the other day, good old Chris Lee, our mate, he put out a new video. He's actually got a lot of subs. He's got
1.1k subs.
Nothing compared to Laymen
we should
days.
give old Chris Lee a few tips. We'll call him up and be like, Chris, do you want us to manage a YouTube channel?
Chris, you don't have enough memes, bro.
That's right.
In the videos. Anyway, we're here to talk about the good news that we can actually now see in these videos.
Yeah, so just as a reminder, Chris Lee is a representative from Hawaii. He made a video a few weeks ago, a press conference, talking about the fact that EA was running a Star Wars-themed casino with Star Wars Battlefront 2, and he promised action, and this man is delivering.
100%.
Yeah, you can see this video that he's got right here, and this is a true story. When I started playing this video, Sam said, not a bad looking guy, this guy.
No, I didn't say that. No, I actually did. He's a sexy man.
I'm going to tell your girlfriend.
There's
Sam.
nothing wrong with telling another man that he's sexy.
That's definitely going in.
All men do that.
So we're gonna
My girlfriend's like,
what?
are we okay?
Alright, so this is the video. We're going to watch it now. It's just a little nice bit of background of Hawaii, which we all wish we were there right now, don't we? It'd be nice,
Right.
even though it's just a big, boring building he's got there.
5:33
And then
p.m.
here comes
Hawaii
Chris.
time. Today is important because I want to walk you guys through something which is the next step, and that's actually crafting bills. And we're going to talk with some of our bill drafters to actually figure out how we can turn this into legal language. I'm not an attorney myself. A lot of legislators aren't. I'll write the law from time to time.
It's so cash. It's so cash.
I write the law from time to time.
Whatever, right?
Yeah, well, do you come here often? Yeah, I write the law from time to time. You know?
Prohibition. Let's just bring that shit
bring that
back.
back,
I
you know?
like prohibition.
That's right, totally.
Yeah, I think there were two bills we really wanted to
Hang on.
you guys
I just want to like pause and just talk about this awesome acting.
Yeah,
Like,
like
this
I
scene
love
is
how
like,
like the cameraman's like, okay, can you guys pretend like you're writing the bills? And he's like, oh, where's my pen? Okay, do this. We need this done. The other guy's like, yes, let's do that.
okay, wait.
You want to hit the first one?
We'd like to prohibit the sale of video games that have gambling mechanisms in them to minors, to anyone under the age of 21.
So this part here is actually really important because this part is saying that they're not looking to outlaw loot boxes altogether in video games. They're saying that they only want to stop them, like the sale of these games, to anyone under the age of 21. They're saying it's your right to gamble. If you want to gamble, go for your life, you're an adult, you can choose to do that, that's all on you, right? But they're saying when kids are involved, we cannot sell those games to kids because it's too dangerous for them.
I agree with that.
So on that point, he offers a really important clarification in this part of the video.
So if you were to buy a $200 sword in a video game, but you knew that you were getting that sword, that would not fall under the definition.
Correct.
But if you were going to spend $200 to buy a percentage chance to get a sword,
Damn, that's an expensive sword.
yes,
That's like
Man, that is
plus
expensive
100.
Plus 100
Plus
something.
100 something.
I reckon he was going to be like plus 100 lateness or something. He's like, oh, hang on, I'm in front of the camera. Back to my pen holding.
Totally. But like the distinction they're making there is really important because what they're saying is if you want to gamble, then kids can't do that, right? If you want to have an item in a game that you can buy for $200, then that's fine because people know what they're going to get. There's no gambling in that. So Warframe, for example, charges you for shit and you know what you're going to get when you pay for it because this is it. This is the price on the ticket. You get the item, okay? Yeah. What he's saying is that you can't, if you're paying for a chance at that sword, then you can't do that. That's what they're considering gambling, and that's what they want to make sure kids are not doing.
I mean, I still think that if a kid is, I mean, if it's a young kid and chances are they're probably not using their own money, or maybe they are if they're 14 or 12.
Nah, they're not. They're using parents' money.
You know what I'm saying? So like, for them to still be able to purchase a $20 sword or a $5 sword, there should be some parental things put in place, I think.
Yeah, I
for
mean,
that.
I think there's obviously, you have to respect that a parent has a role in all of this as
exactly
well.
right.
But I just think
Exactly
for
right.
kids, like, because gambling addiction is a thing. Like, there's a story going around of one kid who was a
Yeah.
gambling addict who spent like $20,000 on microtransactions.
Yeah, I think
he just
I think
couldn't stop himself.
I think he
you
has
know?
like a YouTube channel or something. He reviews other games. Skill up.
That's right, it was actually me. I'm actually a 12-year-old boy. I moisturize. So that's the sort of stuff we're trying to protect from. We're trying to make sure kids don't get taken advantage of. And we're also hoping that games just don't get screwed over. Because if companies can't sell games to minors, then they're probably going to change the rest of the game to make sure they can still sell it to minors. Because the minors market is still really important to them. And hopefully it means that they'll just, revise loot boxes and remove them altogether.
Yeah.
Rather than just say, well, okay, fine, we won't sell it to anyone under 21, right? This video goes on and they make a really important point here.
And as far as digital distribution, I do think we can write the law in such a way that it's not just in-store purchases, but also digital networks like Steam.
It's really easy to stop kids in stores from buying games. It's much harder to stop them on Steam. So they're going to be specifically targeting that shit.
Okay, so I think what they're trying to say is on Steam, they want to make sure that anyone that's purchasing on there, they have to know what age that person is, and
Correct.
of course, if they're not able to know what age that person is, then those certain games have to be restricted.
Because on Steam right now, it's like, how old are you? And you're like, I'm 85 years old,
Yes,
baby. You just tick
yes.
that thing and that's it. There's
that
no
little
protection.
you can go 13th of this, 1901. They're
So-
like, yeah, come in, you're alive.
So Steam is going to have to try and implement some sort of system to stop this. Otherwise, it's going to be a problem for Steam. They're legally not going to be allowed to sell stuff to minors. And they can't just say, well, we have the little drop-down thing. We did our best. They're going to have to do something else. And that means that if Steam are on board with this and they're behind it, that's a hugely powerful
they're a
force.
monster.
They're everything,
They're like
man.
the biggest online platform.
Of course they are. So if they got in this fight and they were forced to be able to do stuff around this, that's huge. Plus, it also impacts things like CSGO gambling, which is like huge money spinner.
Yeah, but like
for
the only
Steam.
way that I can think that they could actually fix that is when you actually verify your account, you literally have to send them a document of your driver's license or something.
I don't
and
know,
then
who
a
knows?
manual person or the computer. I'm just throwing ideas
Yeah,
out
yeah.
there of how they could actually maintain that Steam,
I
platform and
think
sell games.
Yeah, but I think the most interesting thing in this video is the part that he says here.
The concern is that, and this is apparently what happened, and this is third hand, so I gotta verify this, but you can go in, and once the algorithm identifies a player who's likely to keep spending money to buy that one unicorn thing that they're after,
Right, then their chances get lowered. That's
right.
I did read that.
Then they lower the odds, and then you keep spending more. It's absolutely unethical and unfair. So how do we ensure that that doesn't happen too? And I think that's where this accountability piece really comes in.
Yeah, people who keep spending money, the game will recognize that you are after something and it will lower the odds to make you spend more money. Now, I haven't heard of that being implemented in any games that I know of in the mainstream market. Maybe in mobile gaming this is a thing. I'm sure there's some Korean MMO or something that we don't know about where this is a thing. But the making odds known is actually a really important part of this.
Yes, it is, because then, look, if you're able to then see the odds changing the more you're spending, it really does kind of it shows any company doing that, it puts
Just
them
how
in
unethical that shit is.
Yeah, it really puts them in a position where they have to be like, okay, we can't do that.
100%.
He did say at the beginning of that it was from a third-party source or something.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
didn't say. So it's important to preface that we don't know if that's true.
But regardless, it shows that they are going to write into this legislation the idea that the odds need to be known
And maybe
they
consistent.
can't fluctuate based on how much you spend, because that is just like the
that's
worst.
evil. Like
That's 100% evil.
That's
right.
probably it's EA evil.
Yeah, it is, yeah, evil.
There's one part of the video that he actually does bring out a couple of games. He thought, while he was editing this, he obviously was like, I'm going to show some games. I'm going to pan over certain games. Now, there's probably, 1,000 games out at the moment being sold on, at any given time in America. He happened to show only one publisher's games, and we're going to show you these games.
So you're like, just guess which publisher
I
old
wonder.
mate Chris Lee is showing in his videos. They got a PlayStation, Xbox,
Yeah,
Sun,
cool,
okay.
cool.
That's the consoles. Ooh, Madden,
EA.
FIFA,
EA.
Star Wars Battlefront, baby, Need
EA.
for Speed, and
EA.
and he only shows the EA shit. Like, of all the shit he could show, old mate Chris Lee is like, I'm gonna show this shit. That's what I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so
do.
you can just see here that he's really, I think he's targeting one particular
yeah,
publisher,
100%.
of course, but I think it really shows that you know, it's a certain publisher that has really raised that red flag.
Totally.
And it is EA. You know, without
Yes, it
EA,
is.
if Star Wars Battlefront 2 never existed, I don't think we'd be having this conversation right
No
now.
way.
I don't think we would be hearing from certain people, you know, about legislation. We wouldn't be, you know, seeing the Wall Street Journal or CNN talking about loot boxes. It's purely because Star Wars Battlefront 2
They
came out.
overstepped.
Oh, big time.
Fucked it up, EA. You fucked
look-
up the cash cow, and all the other CEOs are like, God damn,
Yeah, I
we hate
know,
you
right?
so much now,
Yeah,
EA.
yeah. Can you imagine Andrew Wilson at the CEO dinner like, can I sit with you guys?
You can't sit with us!
But look, anyway, the video goes on at this point, but the point he makes is that this cannot just be about us circle jerking on the internet. It's all about how the degree to which we're able to go out and like keep the pressure on and also contact elected officials. He says get a newspaper article and send it to your local representative, send it to your
100%.
state representative, your federal representative. Let them know that this is a topic of conversation
Yes.
that needs action. Because if we all just sit here like on YouTube and we're all like, oh, we're so funny, nothing changes, right? It's all about
Even
getting
though
to
we are
elect-
funny, but you know, whatever.
It's all about getting to elected officials, so his message is really important. We're going to leave
I
his
agree.
video down in the description below. Please watch it, show him some support, subscribe to his channel, turn on notifications so you see the next time
Yeah.
his videos come out. Because
This is literally a YouTube channel I definitely will be subscribing to, because I think it's important that we know that someone that's so much on the front foot of
Yeah.
trying to get this change, like we want to know what has happened next. You know, it's so important.
Chris Lee is Hawaiian, and not all heroes wear capes.
That's right.
Sometimes they wear lays.
What? What the hell is that?